Greetings, all. Yeah, I didn't get dressed up for the video per se. But I do have a real job. But anyway, this video will not contain objective commentary. It's going to contain straight up fanboy stuff. So I'm warning you in advance. So if you're expecting some commentary that's very objective, I've got other videos. Feel free to check that. And of course, I got this week's thought drop coming in a couple of days. But right now, I want to go ahead and address a whole bunch of trolls that I've been running into for the past few days. So, let me begin. So, let's talk about it. First of all, the number one rated team in college football is Michigan. And I know all of you haters can't stand it. I know that you guys been sitting up here, grabbing your Maalox, chugging it down like it's Jack Daniel's bourbon, and you guys are sitting up here hoping and wishing and praying that this nightmare goes away. Well, you know what? Sorry. But like a bad in-law, we ain't going nowhere. We're here. Now, a lot of people saw the video clip of the Michigan team when they found out that they were playing Alabama, and a lot of you took it for fear. Well, frankly, it was shock because an undefeated Florida State team got said, no, you're not playing. Alabama's playing because your quarterback isn't healthy, but Alabama's raring and ready to go. Now, a lot of people have sat up here and said, Michigan's scared. Y'all really want them to play Florida State, but you're scared. Well, I'm going to keep it honest with you. You're doggone right I'd rather play Florida State, but not for the reasons you think. When you are the number one team, there's advantages to being number one. The first advantage is, as the number one team in college football, you get to pick where you play. Matter of fact, Michigan picked where everybody plays, because where they go, the dominoes fall. In Michigan, in their wisdom, they decided we're going to play in the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. We're going to roll out to SoCal and play in the Rose Bowl. In Alabama, you got to come all the way out there with us. Why? Because the other game was the Sugar Bowl. And where's the Sugar Bowl? In the heart of SEC country. Michigan's not stupid enough to give up a home field advantage to Alabama. No. So all y'all folks in Alabama, y'all better go book them flights on Frontier to head on out to California. And we'll be waiting. Because I live on the West Coast. And I'll be there. Aloha. That's the first advantage of being number one. The second advantage, if you look in any playoff grid, the number one team in college basketball in the NCAA tournament, who does the number one team play in their first game? Team number 64. They don't play number 3 in their first game. They don't play number 2 in their first game. They play number 64 because when you're number 1, you got advantages. So, if there were 8 teams in this tournament, Michigan would play number 8. But since there's only 4 teams in the tournament, Michigan plays number 4. That means they're going to play the weakest of the 4 qualifiers. Congratulations, Alabama. The committee said you are the weakest link. And when we play you, we're going to say goodbye. Of course, Michigan would want to play Florida State. They'd be stupid not to want to play Florida State. You're playing a team that even though they've had a great season, they're on quarterback number 3. Now, lightning could strike twice. I mean, Cardell Jones did take Ohio State as a third-string quarterback to the national championship. But let's be honest, how often does that happen? Probably like slim to almost never. So the committee saw that. Now, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. To be honest, I'm worried about Michigan business. My team is in. The other teams, hey, it sucks for them. Sorry. But I have no time to worry about that because all that worrying is not going to change anything. Florida State's going to have to play in a bowl game. Alabama's going to play us. And that's the reality, folks. But yes, to settle the haters' brains, of course, we would rather play a team without their quarterback as opposed to a team with a quarterback. Come on. If Alabama had that choice between playing Michigan and Florida State, who do you think Alabama would pick? I thought so. So keep your hypocritical mouths closed. Now, let's get to the main event. The main event is Michigan, Alabama. Alabama, a team that got beat by Texas in their own house. And y'all ranked number 3 at the time. Okay? You got beat. You spent the whole season, you benched your quarterback, and he came back hard. But and I'm going to give Milroe credit. But he got benched. Milroe ain't scaring nobody. Alabama almost got beat by a Michigan State reject. It took a miracle for that to happen. Alabama should be praying every day, thank you for not letting Auburn beat us, because Auburn had you beat. Beat, I tell you. But, you know, sun shines on a dog's butt twice a day. So, you got 2 morsels of good fortune. The win against Auburn, and now the placement into the national championship playoff. And that's where it's going to end. That's where it's going to end. Because when you face Michigan, you ain't seen a defense like Michigan. And Michigan will be ready. They will be ready. And now that Coach Harbaugh is back and players get to heal, including JJ, who's played the second half of the season with bad wheels, things will be fine. Yes, we're going to have to do something about that offensive line because Zach Zenner is the heart and soul of that offensive line. But Michigan all season long, the mantra has been next man up. From players being next man up to coaches being next man up. So, Alabama troll, instead of worrying about who's scared, understand this. When the Rose Bowl happens, we shall be there. And it's my hope and prayer that we wear all blue, because that's all you're going to see. You're going to have a very blue New Year when we get to you. I promise you. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a slobber knocker. I ain't going to lie. But don't think for 1 minute Michigan is not motivated to play Alabama. They're not. Because Alabama has a super fanboy who gets a microphone every week, and his name is Paul Feinbaum. And I'm going to tell you, he hates everything Michigan. And what a great New Year's gift that would be to send Alabama back home to Tuscaloosa with their tails between their legs, crying, asking, what caused all this? And I can't wait to hear Paul Feinbaum say, I won't recognize Michigan. No. We're going to be standing over you like Roman Reigns talking about acknowledge me. Michigan does not care because we already understand it's Michigan versus everybody. And we know we're hated. And instead of trying to defend it, I'm embracing it. So if you want to think Michigan is scared, That's a big mistake. If you want to think that Michigan wanted to play Florida State over Alabama, you're doggone right. Because we'd rather play an injured team over a healthy team. But guess what? So would you. So stop being a hypocrite. At the end of the day, the beautiful thing about the games is sooner or later, the talk must end and ball will be played. And in about 3 weeks from now, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, we gonna see who blinks. That's the end of Fanboy Speak for right now. Again, please like, subscribe, and just because you're an Alabama fan, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like or subscribe. You probably won't like the video, but subscribe because in my other videos, I do give objective takes. And, you know, like I said, Alabama is a wonderful team. But this year, you're facing destiny. And destiny is Michigan. That's it. I'm out.